Perhaps that's the very reason they're having the crisis, is because it's right at the beginning of their life. It should be that exciting time when you can explore and you can do the things and you can chase your dreams and your passions, but they're unable to. And they think, well, this is only the first quarter of my life. I've got 3 quarters left to go.
When I was 25, I managed to buy a house with my husband, and it was really, really tough because he was a freelance photographer and I had just started as a journalist. So in our early 20s, well, he was older than me, but in my early 20s, I had that anxiety of the first night I was in my house. I imagined that the next day someone would come and take it away from us because we'd only managed to put a deposit down by borrowing the money from a relative because we had no money.
I think it was extremely difficult. It's always been extremely difficult for low-income people to buy a house. But when I look at my sister, who's a nurse, and her partner, who's a labourer, they were outright refused a mortgage.
Yeah,
that's outside of London. That's in a really cheap house. They were outright refused. You know, it's almost impossible nowadays for people to get on the property ladder. Whereas as difficult as it was in the past, it was still possible for people.
But isn't another problem that young people now have different priorities? That I think, are they willing to save? Because there's nobody trying to save at the moment. No one's even attempting to save for a deposit because they just see it as out of reach.
I think you're right, but I also believe that if they can... So if my sister, for instance, doesn't get help to get her mortgage to get her house, she's got disposable income to spend on other things, so they just spend it on little luxuries that they can afford.